Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery. Here from the home studio tonight. Rico, not a problem on showing those. Hey, Craig, how you doing, buddy? Johnny checking in from Andy's. Things are going well. How are things at Apex? Randy, appreciate you joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Uncle Johnny, how are you? See you Friday night. Brian, good evening. Tim, good evening. Hey, Lori, nice to have you along with us. And Jerry as well. On what ended at the tail end of what ended up being a beautiful day, huh? Supposed to be nice tomorrow, supposed to be warm tomorrow with some rain later on. I'm actually going fishing tomorrow. Hello, Cliff. Hello, Brian. Good evening, Davina. Making those Angler Quest pontoons. Excellent. West Dayton Outdoors checking in. Bill, good evening. How are you? Hey, Tony. Tony, I'm going fishing tomorrow. Going to fish in the river tomorrow. Hey, Joe. Ken, we'll be talking with you a little bit later as you draw the winner for our 2 Lumberjack Restaurant t-shirts. We're also, you got a group of 8 for the Lumberjack. Nice. Matt, good evening. How are you? Hey, Michelle. Always a pleasure to have you along with us. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live for Wednesday, March 15th. As I say, Tony and everybody else, I'm going fishing tomorrow. I'm going fishing with Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. We are going to jig the river tomorrow. Nick will be on with us later to draw the winner of this week's ham for the holidays. Getting your first new pontoon on the lake. No, not yet. My pontoon is still over there at the plant. Got to get the boat out. That's true, Tony. David, good evening. Dan, how are you? Appreciate you joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. A few things I want to talk about. The weather. The weather's been kind of cold. It's supposed to be cold this weekend, then it's supposed to be warm for a couple of days, and then get cold, and then be nice next week. Hey, Daryl Godden, our White River, Ontario wolf hunting guide, who was with me on the show last week. Joe, it does feel like spring, doesn't it? Good evening, Stan. Daryl, does it feel like spring up in White River yet? It's starting to down here. Red-winged blackbirds all over the place. Gene, they were going to bring it in and do a little cosmetic fix on it. The back wall in front of the workstation. You know where there's a seam running down this one? Brad was going to get rid of that seam just because it would look better for pictures. And I do a lot of pictures and video on that boat. Daryl says it feels a little bit like spring. Lori said it was 53 degrees there. Brian, good evening. How are you? Going to have to get those V-bottom legs back now after being on the Tri-Tune. It'll be in the river. It won't be bad. Daryl says it has been nice up there in White River. I'll be up there the first week in June on a bear hunt. Looking forward to that. Joe says tiger lilies are coming up. Trees are full of buds. It's getting close. Trees are full of buds, and that's why my allergies have gone gonzo. Yeah, I noticed things were starting to bud out because my allergies got so bad I had to go see the doc and get a shot in my hip, let's just call it. And now I'm feeling better. Longer days are nice. I look out the window right now and it's still light out. John is watching me on the big TV from YouTube, but commenting on Facebook. That's pretty cool. The show was excellent, Ross. Thank you. Let me know when you do those pictures. We'd love to join you for that. Oh, Gene, I have got so many trips this summer. I overbooked myself really bad this summer on fishing trips. Really bad. And I'll get them all in. I don't know how, but I'll get them all in. Jerry's got the boat batteries charging up. John's having a birthday dinner with the family. Is today your birthday, John? It's also Mrs. Bean's birthday, Joe's wife's birthday. I can't remember her first name. Jerry checking. It'll come to me from the Adirondacks in New York. Hey, Jerry, how are you? Well, you can overbook fishing trips when you're still working and trying to do a radio show and a bunch of podcasts and things like that. But it'll be a fun challenge. Put it that way, a fun challenge. I'm sure I will, Gene. Did you put that? Did you put the cedar in my cigar tube? Ashley, thank you, Joe. Today's Ashley's birthday. It's Paula S. Hart's birthday today too, and apparently it's John Callison's birthday. Shout out to Marlette. Soon it'll be warm enough and light enough for a Wednesday after live. There being a new review tonight. Dylan Searles says hi. Hey, Dylan, how are you? Dennis, nice to have you along with us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Okay, days are getting longer, and it feels great. The fishing is on fire across the state. Steelhead on the west side of the state, walleye on the Detroit River, and now the Saginaw River. We're going to talk more about that. Does Michigan Outdoors still have a podcast? If so, do it. I don't do it. I think they were going to take that under their own roof. I appreciate that, Ross. Appreciate it very much. Good evening, John. How are you? Tim will be 55 tomorrow, still 10 years behind me. Rub it in, buddy. Rub it in. Denise caught coho this weekend. That's the one of the topics on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. In fact, let me tell you who's on this show, and that'll lead me into some topics here. Jerry Link from Originator Charters in St. Joe joins me to talk about the early season open water trolling for coho on Southern Lake Michigan. He says it's on fire right now. Then Sarah Top of Michigan Wildlife Council. In our second hour, Bobby Sullivan, Captain Bobby Sullivan of Icebreaker Charters. Bobby's the guy whose client caught a new state record king salmon out of Lake Michigan 2 years ago. Bobby is also a Saginaw Bay walleye captain and a Saginaw River angler as well. I interviewed him today about fishing the Saginaw River, how you find fish there, how you catch them there. We compared it a little bit to the Detroit River fishery. And then Jason Gosto, a fisheries biologist from the DNR, follows up on that. And we talk about the science of opening up that river because in past years, the Saginaw River and the other tributaries to Saginaw Bay closed tomorrow, March 16th. Well, tomorrow the river's open. The Saginaw River below Center Street Bridge. Center Street, not Center Road on the Tittabawassee, Center Street on the Saginaw River. Center Street Bridge is the first bridge downstream from Wicks Park. Anything down there is open year-round, 8 fish, 13-inch size limit. So Jason talks about that. And again, the science behind making that decision. We have a very interesting conversation. I think you're going to like that. And in hour number 3, Charlie Wiltsey of Primal Tree Stands talks about bow hunting for turkeys. And of course, wild game chef Dixie Day Miner wraps it all up talking about how to cook fish and wild game. I'm sure he can. Good evening, Jeff. Hello, how are you? Francis, nice to have you along with us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Next week, we will be at the Lumberjack. At this time next week, we'll be at the Lumberjack restaurant. Everything's going great, Jim. How's it going with you in Tennessee? If you want to join us, I would encourage you to call 989-343-0892. Hey, Captain John, how are you? 989-343-0892 for reservations. I don't know if we have anything left. Long day. Jackie's knee replacement was textbook. I'm glad to hear that, Mike. I'm really glad to hear that. She's going to feel so much better now. Like I told you, rehab stinks, but she's going to feel so much better. Jim says, nice. It's been a beautiful day in Tennessee. Beautiful day in Tennessee. Good evening, Adam. I'll talk more about the Wednesday Night Live. Hey, Jen, right back at you. A week from Saturday, the 25th, I will be at the Blue Water Convention Center for the WPHM Home Sport and Garden Show. I'll be there at noon till 2. Stop by and see us if you can. Next week's Wednesday Night Live. A little bit, Lisa, but not as much as I probably should have. What are my thoughts on the Fed's electric barriers preventing spawning? Spawning what, John? I'm not Lamprey. I'm not following you here. Good evening, Ted. Nice to have you with us. On next week's Wednesday Night Live, we're giving away this knife right here. That's a Rapid River Skinner knife. Chris Anderson of Rapid River Knives is shipping one down for me. I will have it with us next week at Wednesday Night Live. We will give that away for somebody joining us. Also, Paul Phillips, extreme long-range shooter, is going to be there. He's going to bring the gun that he shot 4 miles with. Ted Harpham of Dart and Archery will be along with us. Ted's not bringing a crossbow this time because they're in transition. They're making the transition over from the old bows to the new bows. And he doesn't have any old bows, but he can't unveil the new bows because they're not quite ready to go. But Ted's going to be there. I look forward to seeing him. Sherry Harpham of Freakin' Pickles will be there. She'll have some certificates for Freakin' Pickles. Rich Krazan of Killer Food Plots is going to join us to help us get ready for the food plot planting season. He will bring some samples as well, and you have a chance to talk with Rich about food plot season. We will also have some Michigan brand products with us to give away. Nick Grillo will not be able to join us because he will be fishing for jumbo perch on Grand Traverse Bay. And we might have some other things as well. And how is our mutual friend, Bill Piles, Mr. Bolanowski? No word on the suppressor yet. Nope, not at all. Craig says you should have had to put my name on the knife since you're going to win it. I hope you do. I hope you do, Craig. You've given away enough knives that you should win it. So what else? Hey, what do you think? What do you think about the politicians' renewed interest in gun control legislation, both at the federal level and the state? What do you think? The feds don't surprise me, but the state I'm real disappointed in. I mean, listen, the governor said that she was going to do it, and she did. She is. Hey, Dave, how are you? Micah, I'm doing great. How about you? Politicians are just sheeple. I think some of these politicians today are worse than sheeple. I think some of these politicians today are I can't even use the terms I want. For example, let's talk about our governor. And listen, this isn't a political show, but let's think about this, because she ran on a campaign of fixing the damn roads. My roads haven't been fixed yet. But since she made that campaign promise, she did shut down our state during COVID. And also now she wants stricter gun control legislation. And of course, that's the cool thing to do right now, right after the MSU shooting and after the Oxford shooting and some of these other tragedies. The cool thing to do right now, if you're a politician, is jump on that bandwagon. So they're just doing what some politicians do and just taking advantage of tragedies to further their agenda. Here's an interesting concept. Why don't we just enforce the gun laws that we have? Okay. And I hate this term gun violence and curbing gun violence. A gun can't do any violence any more than a hammer can do any violence, any more than a knife can do any violence, any more than a rock can do any violence. Violence is perpetrated and conducted by people, not a tool that they have in their hand. Mentally ill people, sick people, evil people. There is evil in the world, and some people are just evil. And it bothers me, it frustrates me, it sickens me to see these politicians trying to capitalize on the tragedy of these school shootings and families that are suffering, when in reality, gun laws wouldn't change a thing. Why was that building at MSU not locked? Why did they let somebody just walk in off the street? It just disgusts me. And it just bothers me so much that common sense doesn't play a role here. Like a lot of you are saying, criminals don't obey laws. So what? They put more laws on law-abiding citizens to negatively affect us? It disgusts me. What can we do about it? Get a hold of your politician, gripe about it. Let them know you're not happy about it. But I don't think, and again, I don't want to talk too much in politics here, but when you have a governor who is supported by a legislature that is the same party affiliation as her, and they're basically giving her a rubber stamp at this point, I don't see any of these not going through. So that's a topic for a different conversation, a different show, and somebody a lot smarter than I, but I just felt the need to bring that up. Felt the need to bring it up. Okay, Nick, I see there. Nick Grillo will be joining us here shortly. Before they do that, her logic is very warped. Hey, Stacy, how are you? Pandering is disgusting. Well, yeah. I talked about the Wednesday Night Live. Ken Ritter is on with us tonight. You see this lumberjack, get your axe in here. We got 2 t-shirts right now, and we want to give these away. And you have 2 minutes right now. Make your comments starting right now on why you like the Lumberjack Restaurant. The Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, where we will be 1 week from tonight at this very time. If you want to join us, I think there might be a table or two left. Call 989-343-0892. 989-343-0892. We'd love to have you there. Make a comment now about why you want to win a lumberjack or 2 lumberjack t-shirts. And this is in preparation for our Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack next week. Doors open at 5:30. We will do the live stream starting at 7, as we always do. We will have some giveaways. I don't see any comments about the Lumberjack. Ken's standing by. Tell him why you like the Lumberjack. Ken is playing the role of Emil Russo tonight, by the way. There's one from Jim. Tony's never been there. Well, it's about time you go. Hey, Scott. Important from Walleye for Warriors. Boat captain sign up has been pushed to March 28th. Website issues. Okay, Scott got it. Davina. Cliff. Nathan. All right. Ken, you're going to have your work cut out for you. We got 1 minute. Make your comments on why you like the Lumberjack Restaurant, why you like the Lumberjack Restaurant. John says Lumberjack piles the food high. Elmer checking in from Petoskey. How are things in the beautiful city of Petoskey? Francis said his kids will like the shirts. 30 seconds on why you want to win 2 Lumberjack t-shirts. 2 t-shirts from the Lumberjack Restaurant, because we will be there next week to do a Wednesday Live. 20 seconds on why you want to win a Lumberjack t-shirt. Oh, Harry says that'd be great to wear that while he's eating his Michigan brand ham. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that was a disappointing buzzer. All right, Ken. John says, I love the bar there. Ken, you've got, it's up to you, buddy. Make your decision on who wins the Lumberjack t-shirts as we get ready for our big Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant next week. That'll be 1 week from tonight. If you want to join us, maybe something left. 989-343-0892. 989-343-0892. Hey, John, I didn't see you sneak in there. How are you? How are you? I know it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. What kind of buzzer was it? It was a very, very poor buzzer. Very poor buzzer, but I have another chance because we're going to give something away tonight. Something more tonight. Just waiting for Ken to make his choice, his decision on who wins the t-shirt. Ken, apparently, Emil didn't tell you. Keep this thing moving along. Come on, come on, come on. We're not signing a Declaration of Independence here. All we got to do is give away a couple t-shirts. Who's it going to be, Ken? or maybe. Oops, sorry about that. Did you get up the fence? Francis Wilson is this week's winner. Francis Wilson is this week's winner. Well, thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. Forgive my bad comments about your timing. Francis Wilson and Ken Ritter, you are both on here right now. If you want to private message each other back and forth, you can figure out how to get these T-shirts. Or, Francis, get in touch with me, and I will put you in touch with the folks from the Lumberjack. Francis Wilson. Congrats, Francis, and thanks for watching this edition of Wednesday Night Live. And Ken, thank you for filling in and playing the role of Emil Rousseau. And Ken, I imagine I'll see you next week at the Lumberjack. We will come back to the Lumberjack because I want to promote this. It's going to be a good event. We're going to have a lot of people there. I'm sure we're going to sell out. But I want to move on to something else. My good friend Nick Grillo. Let me get rid of this right here. My good friend Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. In fact, Nick and I are fishing tomorrow. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. They've come out with some new products. Plus, Nick and I both feel really bad. We let Lent get started and forgot to kick off our ham for the holidays for the Easter season. So we're going to make up for that tonight, and we're going to do it tonight. I'll bring Nick back on here. Let me get you in here. Hello, Nick. How are you?
Hey, Mike. Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing real good. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking to fishing tomorrow.
Heck yeah. Me too. Yeah, going to be a beautiful fishing. Morning, huh?
You've been fishing, though, right? You've been doing and goose hunting.
Yep. Yeah. I've only been on the river twice so far on the boat, so I haven't been out too much. But yeah, just got back. I mean, it's been about 2 weeks now, but got back from a goose hunt in Arkansas for snow geese. Last year was my first year doing it, but we went again this year, and we timed it out perfect this year. We had 3 awesome days. I mean, I forget what the actual number we killed. It was 128 geese, I think it was, in the 3 days, and between 6 of us, so we had a great trip.
Wow. And from a business perspective, you got some exciting things going on, Nick.
Yeah. I'm glad we could connect and get on video because I'm actually snacking right now. I cut up some cheese and crackers here, or sausage and crackers, I should say. But that's the first thing I wanted to show everybody is we decided to revamp our sausage recipe. And basically the recipe's staying the same, but we're doing a different grind to get bigger chunks of cheese. So like this is our cheddar venison, for example. You can see the cheddar cheese in it. So it's kind of a, not a boring story, but we have certain audits we have to go through in order to be in some of our bigger stores. And one of those audits and requirements is we have to have a special plate on our grinder. And it's actually our stuffer. There's an inline grinder it calls. So it chops the sausage so fine that it grinds up that cheese into pretty little cheese. So for years we've had, cheddar cheese, for example, hot pepper cheese sausage, but the sauce or the cheese has been kind of small and not very noticeable, to be honest. Well, now we have X-ray and metal detector machines in our plants. We've always had metal detector, but now we have X-ray as well. So we're able to use a different size grind plate on that stuffer. So now we can put through bigger chunks of cheese like that.
Man, so there's so much that goes on behind the scenes there. Well, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes there, but it sure looks good. I'll tell you that. What would you call that if we want to buy that in the store?
Yep. So this is our cheddar venison buck stick. It's our summer sausage.
Hold one of those up, Nick, so we can grab one of those. Hold it up so we can see.
Yep. We also have the hot pepper cheese. So this, like I said, is like I said, this one is cheddar cheese. So you can see the chunks of cheddar in it. And this is venison and pork. So this is a 50-50 blend of venison and pork. We also have cheddar buffalo. We have the hot pepper cheese, which is pepper jack cheese. We have that in venison and in hickory, which is a blend of both beef and pork. The cheddar cheese as well we have in the hickory, beef and pork. So a lot of these are at a lot of stores throughout the state, but right on our website. And don't forget also, you can use the promo code Mike21, and that gets you 20% off the whole entire store. So no matter if you buy 100 sticks or these new sausage, cheddar cheese sausages, anything, 20% off.
Mike says it looks amazing. Can't wait to try it. When's it going to be in the stores? Nick, sounds like it already is. The new products.
Yeah. I know we've done, I'm pretty sure almost every flavor now is switched over to this. So there might be a couple that are still kind of blending over that might not be in the stores as far as yet, but it really should be anytime now if it isn't. I can pretty much guarantee most of the stores have it right now, but yeah, maybe not every single one quite yet.
You guys are always evolving, always improving, always changing stuff.
Yeah, and I know you like hot jerky, but I don't think you like this kind of hot jerky, Mike. We're adding another flavor too. I think you can see that.
Oh, ghost pepper. No, I don't like ghost pepper.
Yeah, you got to be careful with this one. So for those guys out there that say we need a hotter jerky or they want a hotter type of jerky, this is one we've had for a few customers for a few years, but now we're going to be pushing it with Michigan Brand. We're going to have it on the website, and it's again, it's ghost pepper, so you can't ask for much hotter.
Gary says, when will they be available in stores in West Michigan and Grand Rapids? And I always say, Nick, go to the website, michiganbrand.net, put in your zip code, and you'll find a store near you just about anywhere in the state now.
Yeah, we actually have quite a few in Grand Rapids now. I think it's like 24 or 26 stores within like a 15-mile radius of Grand Rapids. The J&H family stores out there, that's one we got that account about 3 months ago. And every month we're adding to the new, additional stores. I think we're up to like 15 or 18 of those J&H stores, family stores. But yeah, check out our store locator. Like you said, that's perfect.
Lee's asking a great question because I wondered the same thing. Do you guys make pickles? Because I've seen Grillo's pickles in the store. Are they yours, Nick?
Nope. Wouldn't that be something though if we did pickles as well? But
oh my gosh.
Nope. This happens to be the family name. We noticed that a few years ago as well, where we saw that and we said, "Oh, that got our name on it." And I forget what state it is. I think it's Philadelphia or something or Pennsylvania, something like that. But yeah, it just happens to be the same name. But yep, not ours.
Hey Nick, what do you say we? Why don't we give away another Michigan brand ham? Getting ready for Easter, because we let a couple weeks slide by, and that's on us. But you want to, I'm going to take you off camera here, let you watch some of the comments. If you want to give one away tonight.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Like you said, we both obviously knew it was Lent, so I don't know what we were kind of thinking, but we just slipped behind the 8 ball, and all of a sudden it was a couple weeks here. We said, "Oh crap," So yeah, we love to jump back in the swing of things, and yeah, let's give one away tonight.
All right, I'm going to have you stand by. Keep an eye on the comments. I'll bring you back in. Ken says, Mike, will you get Francis's info and send it to Emil? Francis, would you please send me your shipping address, your mailing address, I should say. Send me your mailing address. Just send it to me in a private message here on Facebook, and I will get that information to Emil Russo so he can get those T-shirts out to you. All right, my friends, you got 2 minutes starting right now. Why do you want a Michigan brand ham for Easter? Why do you want a Michigan brand ham to grace your Easter table? Make your comments now. Make them clever. If you have won a Michigan brand ham in the last year, please do not enter. Also, though it's an honorable thing to do, please don't say, well, I will give that ham to a needy family, because that makes Nick's decision almost impossible to make. So even if you're going to do that, please don't put it in the comments, because it makes it very, very hard. Again, you've got 2 minutes on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. The website, michiganbrand.net. That's michiganbrand.net. If you're wondering where you can buy Michigan brand products in your neck of the woods, go to the website, Michigan Brand. Oh, Nick, you can't see those. Nick, can you see those even if I don't put them up? Yes, can you see them even? Okay. And I should be putting some of these up here. But Nick says he can see them anyway. I'll just scroll through some of them. You got one more minute. Anyway, go to michiganbrand.net. Put in your zip code and you will find a store that sells Michigan Brand near you. If you need to order online, use the promo code Avery21 or Mike21. We'll have Nick verify when we come back out and go from there. 30 seconds on why you want to win a Michigan Brand ham for Easter. There will be a Michigan Brand ham on the Avery table at Easter. I will promise you that, as there is for every holiday here. 20 seconds. Make your comments why you want to win a Michigan Brand ham from our friends at Michigan Brand Meats, the Grillo family, a hardcore hunting and fishing family, all around good guys. I'm fishing with Nick on the Saginaw River tomorrow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was our buzzer. That's a better buzzer, wasn't it, Tony? I knew I was going to have a chance for another buzzer here. All right, as Nick is going through these here, Nick, just give me a high sign. Let me know. I'll give you a nod when you're ready to come back in. And okay. All right, here he is again, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. Nick, who'd you come up with?
Yep. So tonight's winner is going to be Tommy Cardo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. ACCARDO. Arcardo.
Tommy Accardo. Tommy Accardo. Tommy,
Yes,
if you want, why don't you send your information directly to Nick here on Facebook, or you can send it to me. By the way, nobody recorded my. There's Tommy right there. Nobody recorded my buzzer tonight, and it was a pretty good one. What's going on there, John Callison? Tommy Accardo, congrats, buddy. You're going to win a Michigan Brand ham for Easter. You're going to love that thing. I'm looking forward to ours. And Nick, we'll finish out the Lent season by doing these, right?
Yep. All the way up till Easter.
All right. So we got some new products. You had a cool goose hunting trip. You can't join us for Wednesday Night Live next week because you're fishing, but you're going to provide some products for us. And you and I are fishing the Saginaw River tomorrow.
Yep. Hopefully we can find some keepers. If not, we'll probably have to sort through some small fish, but we'll have fun regardless.
We'll have fun. I'll talk to you here in a little bit with some details on where we're going to meet and such, Nick. And I appreciate your generosity, and we'll talk again soon.
All right. Thanks, Mike. I'm going to go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. Again, the website, michiganbrand.net. That's michiganbrand.net. And Tommy Accardo, send me your information. Yeah, do you think my buzzer would work for duck call? For a duck call? Maybe. Hey, Johnny, is this guy right here, Billy Blair, is he the guy you know? Okay, so let's get back to Wednesday Night Live next week. We are going to bring it back in here. We're going to give away this knife right here. This is a skinning knife from Rapid River Knives, rapidriverknifeworks.us, rapidriverknifeworks.us. We are going to give this away. The Angler Quest is not back in the water already. We're going to give this away to somebody joining us next week. If you want to join us, call for reservations, 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. We're gonna have a full menu there. Marty says they were on the water today. They got 10 keepers in 3 hours, 2 guys at Zeebridge area. Nice. It is a beautiful knife. Absolutely, it's a beautiful knife. And we're gonna give it away next week at the Lumberjack restaurant. Also at the Lumberjack next week. Extreme long range shooter Paul Phillips is going to join us. Let me get rid of that and hide. And okay. Ted Harpum of Dart and Archery is going to join us. Sherry Harpum of Freakin' Pickles. Rich Krazan of Killer Food Plots. Nick's going to provide some products from Michigan Brand. It's going to be a good turnout. We're going to have a lot of fun. The food's great there. The beer's cold, and it'll be an awful lot of fun. The doors open at 5:30. We will go live at 7 o'clock. Looking down the road a little bit, next weekend, not this week, but next weekend, I will be at the Blue Water Convention Center in Port Huron for the WPHM Home Sport and Garden Show. I'll be there for the sports side of the show from noon till 2. Noon till 2. You can get tickets at WPHM.net, WPHM.net. Okay, it is a nice knife. Very nice knife. But you know what? All Rapid River knives are beautiful. All Rapid River knives are nice, including mine right here. Rapid River knife is a work of art. Bark River still have knives. Does Bark River? I don't know if Bark River does or not. And that's nothing. I just don't know. I deal with Rapid River. I don't know about Bark River. I know there's a White River Knife Company in West Michigan. Okay. A few more things. Saginaw River is open to fishing now. In the past years, it has been closed under the guise of a spawning closure. DNR has decided that fish don't really spawn in that part of the river, and the fishery can afford the additional pressure. Elmer says he saw a display of Rapid River knives at Jay's Sporting Goods. Jay's has a nice selection. Should break in the angler quest on the river with all those no wake zones. Easy peasy. I don't know when I'm getting the new angler quest. Sooner is better, I can tell you that. That knife is sharp. That's a pretty good one, Lee. That's a pretty good one, Lee. Congrats to Francis Wilson for winning these right here. The Get Your Axe in Here shirts from the Lumberjack. Also, Tommy Accardo for winning this week's Wednesday night ham for the holidays. MichiganBrand.net. MichiganBrand.net. Okay, I want to go back to some things. Where do I want to go with this? I don't want to talk too much more about this whole gun control thing, but I will tell you this. I am very concerned about it. And the reason is, in the past, you could say, well, they really weren't going to get anywhere because you had two different parties and they were going to fight each other and they weren't all agree and yada, yada. Well, now we've got a legislature, we've got a House of Reps, we've got a state Senate, and we've got a governor, all of the same political party. And they appear to be willing to write her a blank check and go along with whatever she suggests. I think she's misguided. I think she's off base. I think she's disingenuous. I think she knows that these gun laws that she's proposing will have no effect at all, other than to put tighter restrictions and constrictions on law-abiding citizens. And there are going to be unintended consequences dealing with these too. But the politicians don't seem to care about that. It's a shame that in today's world, people, political groups, politicians will take advantage of tragedies and try to exploit them for their own purpose. Jake says, man, that river is about to get beat up. Not sure how I feel about that. Jake, that's an interesting comment. Jake talking about the Saginaw River. He says, man, that river is about to get beat up. In talking again with Jason, I got to get his last name because he's not a name I'm familiar with, Jason Gasto, and we had a very nice conversation on the Outdoor Magazine radio show for this weekend coming up. I asked him about that. I said, can the river take the pressure? How can you just a few years ago and for several years keep the river closed to protect spawning fish, and now all of a sudden those spawning fish don't need to be protected? And he had some very good answers. He said, number one, they will keep a close eye on that. I trust and I hope that they will. And he also said, here's something very interesting. I said, when you guys in 2015 changed the walleye regulations on Saginaw Bay from a 5-fish daily limit of 15 inches of fish to an 8-fish daily limit of 13-inch fish, you did that saying that you wanted to thin out the walleye population to decrease pressure on the forage base to help out the yellow perch fishery. I said, you've had 7 or 8 years now of doing that. Has it shown to make a difference? And he said, you know what? We really can't see where it has made a difference. So then my next question was, well, if it hasn't made much of a difference or hasn't made the difference you wanted it to, is there a chance that we will go back to a 5-fish, 15-inch limit on Saginaw Bay? And he said, yeah. He said, that's one of the options being looked at. He said, it's too early to say that. It's too early to make that decision. But he said he will absolutely they will look at that, Jake. If you're super interested in the biology, I would encourage you to listen to the second half of hour 2 of this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. My conversation with Jason comes on at 39 minutes past the hour. 39 minutes past the hour, and he has a lot of interesting things to say. So I enjoyed the conversation. I thought it was very interesting. Okay, what else? I'm really excited about fishing the river tomorrow. I will let you know how we do. I'm fishing with Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats out of his Polar Craft boat. We will be drifting and jigging the river. This is for walleye. This is something I haven't done in a long, long time. There's nothing like having that fishing rod in your hand when the fish hits. I love trolling. Trolling is very popular. Trolling is very effective. I catch a lot of fish trolling. But when you have the rod in your hand and a fish bites, there's nothing like it. We'll be using jigs and plastic, maybe some minnows as well. So we'll see. Yeah, Johnny said he's at Andy's tonight. And actually, Johnny said he's coming down for Wednesday Night Live next week. Hope I find a 20-pounder. I just want to find, man, I'd be ecstatic if we found a 10-pounder. I'd be ecstatic if we found a 5-pounder, but yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It's something I have not done. I used to spend a lot of time on that river. I used to spend a lot of time on the Tittabawassee River, up in the Shiawassee River. Jigging is the best. I love jigging. Anything new on Asian carp? It was a big topic, then it just seemed to disappear. Nothing new, Joe. The same old, same old. I want to continue the fight, asking for funding. Feds are involved. I don't see anything new happening there. The Brandon Road Lock and Dam, they're putting a lot of, they being the experts and the biologists, are putting a lot of hope and a lot of marbles into the Brandon Road Lock and Dam. That will provide a mechanical barrier, a sound barrier, an electric barrier, maybe a chemical barrier too. They have high hopes that it can keep the Asian carp out of the Great Lakes. I don't know. I was at an MCOA dinner last week at a Michigan Conservation Officers Association, and we were talking with a guy who for many years was responsible for overseeing the invasive species program for the DNR. And we had a very interesting conversation about that. Anything on the reduction of bear permits yet? No, I think, did it go to the NRC yet, or is it going to still go? I think they will reduce them. I don't see a way around it. What else? Okay. Again, one last plug. If you want to join us for Wednesday Night Live next week, this is at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, Michigan. It's just off I-75. Call 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. On the jigging, you're super interested to see how this experiment works out. Oh, the jigging. Yeah, I am too. There's, again, boom, 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 fish. Bill, you have a great night as well. Let's end this as we know we should end this. Not with a Maker's Mark and Crystal Light, but with some music. And that's how we end Wednesday Night Live. I won't be ending it next week with this because I'll have my hands full just getting the show on the air. Lumberjack Restaurant, West Branch. Doors open at 5:30 next week, 1 week from tonight, the 22nd. We'll go live at 7. If you can't join us in person, feel free to join me online next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. My name is Mike Avery. The website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. The email address, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. Have a good night, my friend.